name is Keemer. I'm here to share with you some information. As a former U of H athlete, I'm still well tuned in to what's going on campus as far as athletics go. And today we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of different things. The first thing that we're going to talk about is going to be the Cougar win on the weekend last Saturday. The Cougs beat Oklahoma State 39-10, and we've got some things to talk about there. But I also want to share some information on the Big 12 and what I think is going to happen with the Cougs in terms of bowl bound. I think they are going to be bowl bound, and I'll share some predictions on that in just a little bit. But then we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk a little bit about college basketball. I've seen several rankings come out of the top 100 college basketball players in the country, and some surprises for me. But there's two players that seem to be in every poll. And there are two players that kind of switch back and forth. We'll see that in just a little bit. But before I go any further, I just want to start out by talking a little bit regarding Cougar football. And I know that for most people, if you're a Cougar fan, this is one of the things that is very interesting to you is Cougar football this year. I was the one that predicted that we would go 4-0, which we did. I was also the one that predicted that we were going to lose pretty handily to Texas Tech, which we did. I'm also going to call right now for a win next week against Arizona and possibly two, maybe three more wins, which would definitely put us in the bowl. But for the most part, let's take a look at what happened last Saturday with the Cougs. To begin with, Connor Wegman finally had a very good game. Yeah, he's been kind of lukewarm as far as I'm concerned, but he threw for over 300 yards this game and had a completion rate of about 70 or so. I think he went 21 for 30 or something in that neighborhood. And that's what I've been expecting from Connor because he came in highly touted an ex-A&M quarterback, five-star this, blah, blah, blah. But the first couple of wins that we've had, the first four wins that we had, he played kind of okay, nothing special. But this time around, I thought he really had a good game. He made some fantastic throws. I mean, he threw one to Dean Connors, and Dean made an amazing catch in the end zone there, a one-handed flying backwards, reaching up and snagging that one. That was awesome. He threw a great touchdown pass also to what's the guy's name? Harvey Broussard. Harvey caught one and just was able to get his feet in bounds, but the pass was also gorgeous. And I really think that this team is going to live and die on Connor Wegman's arm and his ability. I thought he ran pretty well too. I thought that, granted, he finished with minus yards. He ran instead of throwing an interception or throwing the ball errantly, and I thought that was good for him to see. I like to see that out of him. But Dean Connors continues in the backfield to impress. He had 15 carries for about 83 yards. He did have that one touchdown catch. His long run was about 19 yards, which is good. The kid is fast. The kid, when I see the guy playing, he looks awfully fast. We just need a little bit of a better offensive line to take care of opening some holes for him and also take care of Connor Wegman, quarterback. It's good to see him back after getting knocked out of the game last week. I was a little worried. I wasn't sure if Chris was going to be able to come in and win this game, but I think against the competition of Oklahoma State, who happens to be in the bottom of the Big 12 at the moment, I thought either way we were going to win this game with either Zion or Connor. When it comes to receiving, like I said, it looks like there's some chemistry developing between Amari Thomas and Wegman. He was targeted 7 times, 150 plus yards of offense for Amari Thomas. And Koziel, my guy, had 66 yards on 5 targets. Didn't have an outstanding game, but he is still the go-to guy when it comes to making that play when you need to make that play. So I'm very excited about that, and also excited for Harvey Broussard, who scored that touchdown on that one amazing catch that he had. The Cougs looked pretty good. I got to say the offense looked a whole lot better this week than they have in past weeks. But I also want to let you know that the defense is not, I don't think, as good as we're touted to be. I think before this game, we were supposedly ranked in the top 25 defenses in the country. But take into consideration all of the teams that they played and take into consideration that that's not been a good amount of talent that they played on the other side, on the offensive side of the ball there. They haven't really been able to stop a team like Texas Tech. To be in the top 25, I think they should have had a better time with Texas Tech than they did, but they didn't. So that's life. But anyway, I want to move ahead and talk a little bit more about the Big 12 and what you can expect from the Big 12 going forward, and the Cougars in terms of that, the Cougars going forward in the Big 12. What it looks like to me is the Cougs have at least 2 more wins in the bag. And that would, well, actually 3 more wins in the bag. Let me put it to you that way. I think they're going to beat Arizona. They're definitely going to beat West Virginia, and they're going to beat UCF, all 3 of those teams. So we stand at 5-1 right now. Those 3 makes us 8 and gives us 8 wins. All we need is 6 to get into the bowl game. We should have that next weekend. But I think when and again, it's just a luck of the schedule. We've had a crap schedule in terms of the Big 12 games that we're going to play. We're only playing 2 teams that are right now currently ahead of us in the Big 12. That would be Arizona State, and that would also be Texas Tech, who we just played. So we have 1 more team that's ahead of us in the standings that we're going to play. The rest of the teams are behind us in the standings. I realize that Baylor is right behind us and TCU is not too far behind us, but I really think that we're going to split in those 2 games. And the good news is we play those as the last 2 games of the season. So we really have a bunch of games ahead of us that we have to be able to get our stuff in order to beat 1 or maybe 2 of those teams. I doubt that we'll beat them both, but I do think that we'll beat one of them. So 9-3 is definitely in the ballpark. 8-4 is definitely where I think we'll land, but 9-3 is definitely a possibility. So let's hope and see how that goes there. Now, I did want to take a minute to switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about basketball. The Cougs obviously are ranked anyway. You can look in any of the rankings that are out there right now. The Cougs are ranked anywhere between 1, 2, and 3, with Purdue and Florida State being the teams that are in the mix too. Personally, I think they're going to be number 1. I think they're going to be number 1 all year long, and I think they will be cutting down the nets. But that's just a personal feeling that I have. We haven't seen the product on the courts yet. But I do want to say that in every one, and there's plenty of them out there, you can go ahead and take a look yourself at the top 100 players out there. You can take a look and see that in every one of the top 100 players list, you'll see JoJo Tugler, and you will see Milos Uzan somewhere in the 25 up range there. But I've also seen Chris Sinek. I've also seen Emmanuel Sharp in the top 100, somewhere in the 40s, maybe the 50s, or somewhere around that area. Now, to me, that's really, really interesting, because I do think Emmanuel Sharp should be an automatic as well, just like Usan and Tugler. I think he should be an automatic as well. The kid can shoot. He's a great ball. He's a great ball player, catch and shoot guy, 3-point guy. He seems to be the guy last year who, when we needed a basket, would get the basket for us, and that's a great thing for us to have somebody that is reliable. I thought he was even a little bit more reliable than LJ Cryer was when we needed a basket. He would he nailed some 3-pointers in a lot of the games that were very, very crucial for us. But he's not going to be the guy that's going to drive to the hoop and score a basket for you. But we're getting very close to NBA time, to college basketball time. And another month, we're going to be talking real games. So we're just a little excited about that. But I just wanted to share with you my thoughts. I think that Milos Uzan is not as great a player as they are touting him to be. It looks like he's in the top 25 or so in most of the polls there. I would say he's a little bit further down, actually a lot further down in my opinion. And I do love the fact that Chris Sinek is in there in the top 40-ish area. I think he should be on the rise a little bit. He should be closer to the 30s. And JoJo Tugler, the number 1 defensive player in the country, should definitely be in the top 20. And that's kind of where you see him. I think number 14 is the highest that I've seen him. But I think lower for Usan, higher for Tugler, and they need to respect Sharp just a little bit more. Well, anyway, this is Keemer with the 7th Floor Cougs. It's time for me to get out of here. I just wanted to do a very short video to talk about last week's game and just to kind of touch base on basketball. I'll be back with my sidekick, Jimmy Sullivan, here in another day or two. We're going to put out another video. It'll be a little bit longer. We'll talk about the upcoming game with Arizona, and we'll talk about some other things as well. There have been some volleyball updates and some cross-country updates that we want to get to you as we cover all of the sports for the Houston Cougars. This is Keemer signing out. Have a good day, everybody.